Hey guys, welcome back to the Rosie Pears channel, and today we are continuing on our current favorite writing prompt. For years, the hero and villain's rivalry continues with seemingly no end in sight. You are the hero's sidekick and are frustrated with them and often rant about it to this nice girl you've gotten to know at the cafe, who, unbeknownst to you, is the villain's minion, who feels the same way. Now, I've got to say, there is a lot of reasons why this one is currently my favorite, mostly because a lot of these stories are just, oh my God, they're beautiful, and I want to hear more about them. I want to hear more about these people. I want to hear more about these heroes and the villains and the minions and the sidekicks. I want to hear about their lives. Like, what do they do? What is their life like? What happens when the writing prompt story is over? But let's stop with my rambling and we'll continue on to this story. First off, I want to thank everyone who wrote these stories. They're just absolutely amazing and I love them so much. You have absolutely no idea how much I love these stories. They are awesome, they're fun, they're romantic, they're great. Oh, I love them so much and I cannot wait to get started on more of these. They're just, oh, I love them. Let's get off of my rambling. All right, kids, grab your popcorns and your sodas, because this one is a long one. Our first story today comes from user Dragon Blazer. They've gotten a pretty good story going so far. I actually just recorded it. It's about 10 minutes long. No big deal. Not that big a deal. I mean, I'm not complaining about the length. I love length. I love long stories. Not only do they give me more of a challenge because of my inability to read out loud, but they give me more to think about. Like, I always say that a book is like a movie in your head, but it's so much better because it's not what directors want you to see or what directors think you want to see. It's what you see yourself. You can put yourself in the movie and be like, oh my God, that is awesome. And I'm rambling again. So let's get on to Dragon Blazer's story and let's just get started, shall we? Kenny downed his latest cup of coffee, drinking it like it was water. He desperately needed the caffeine, craved the taste, all under the watchful eyes of Samantha, who raised her eyebrows at his alarming speed. Tough night? That transparent, huh? Kenny smiled. Is today a busy day? Samantha chuckled and scanned the cafe thoroughly. Not really. Something on your mind again? I'm sorry for dumping this on you yet again, Kenny said, dragging his chair closer to the table and sitting upright. But are you willing to hear me out? Samantha smiled, placing her chin in her upright hands. For you, any day, darling. Kenny flashed a wide smile in hopes that it looked as good as it felt. It should. He's practiced that a lot, publicly or privately. Is it just because of my endearing charm and good looks? It's because the amount of coffee you buy single-handedly pays my entire shift. Well, Kenny shrugged. Generosity, then. Fair enough. But really, my boss, Kenny groaned. Said boss was Hartman, the city's most prominent superhero. Real name, Lancer Hartman. Kenny ran a hand through his hair and shook his head. He just can't seem to settle things. He's always hemming and hawing about his rival, and I know he's really capable, but he just can't seem to get it over the finish line. I understand, Kenny, Samantha said. My boss, too. Your boss? Charlie? Kenny looked over the counter, watching Charlie wipe down the coffee machines. It was less of a job and more of an obsession with her. Whenever there was downtime, a cloth inadvertently found itself in her hands. Kenny wondered if that could possibly be a superpower. Oh no, not Charlie. Samantha waved it off. She's great. Clean freak, but great. My other boss from this other part-time job. Interesting. What do you mean, two? She's just milling around. She always says she wants to take over the, how do I say this, other business? Samantha said, scrunching up her face. But she might as well just be wringing her hands in knots for all the good that's done. Kenny sighed. I feel you. I wonder what it'll take for the whole affair to end. It's simply not good for productivity, I'll tell you that. Right? We could be doing so much more. All that dough just laying about, unused and untouched. Dough? A bakery? Something like that, Samantha said. Look, I'm getting off shift in half an hour. Want to grab dinner? Kenny's eyes and ears, however, were unfortunately drawn to the TV screen above the counter. Hartman was front and center, the camera trained on his every move. Opposing him was the city's greatest villain, the Wet Witch. Samantha turned, looking at the TV as well. She swiveled back with a grimace on her face. Duty calls? What? Kenny asked. Oh, Samantha muttered. I have to go serve a customer. See you another time? Kenny stared at the screen, trying to ascertain the location of Hartman. He checked his watch, surreptitiously reaching underneath and flipping it to its actual side, the heart signal. Nothing. He stared at the screen again. Another stalemate, he muttered. You know what, Sam? Kenny said, clearing his throat. I'd love to take you out to dinner, really. Samantha, who half stood up and was also staring at the screen, turned in surprise. Her eyes flitted back and forth before resting on Kenny. Of course, Samantha giggled. Could I trouble you to pay for my meal? Don't you think it's time for a little payback from you? Kenny laughed. Time and place, Kenny. Time and place. Thank you so much, Dragon Blazer, for letting me read your story. It's absolutely amazing, and I love it so much. It makes me want to know more. I love stories that grab me and say, hey, I'm here. And then when they're done, I'm like, wait, I'm not done. I want to know more. I want to see how it ends. And then you're like, that's how it ends. No, there needs to be more, though. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to leave a like if you did like it. Comment what you enjoyed. Comment what I could do better. Share the video around if you thought that I did good enough. And if you think I did good enough, go ahead and subscribe because I'm posting videos every single Friday. And if it's multiple parts of the same writing prompt, then just like with this one, I'm posting it on Tuesdays and Fridays so that I can get as many of these stories out as I can because they're just amazing and everyone deserves to be read and they all deserve to be listened to. Anyway, guys, thank you so much and I will see you next time. Bye!